Music has the power to stimulate strong emotions within us. It has the ability to evoke our emotions like sadness, happiness, nostalgia, tension, calmness, and joy. Pleasurable music may lead to the release of neurotransmitters associated with reward, such as dopamine. Our emotional response has a substantial influence in our cognitive processes, which include perception, attention, learning, memory, reasoning, and problem solving. In this episode, we will learn how to develop a plan to enhance your brain. We will also learn about emotional intelligence and how to strengthen your understanding of it, emotions, and the intensity of emotions. Hi guys, I'm Teacher Mark, and welcome to your show, where we will learn to become more aware of who we are and better understand ourselves and the people around us. I will guide you in your journey to personal empowerment. This journey will make you a better version of yourself daily by making you more positive, more motivated, more confident, and a lot more. Commit to your vision or plan in achieving your aims and goals in life. Join me as we uncover your limitless potential. Let's rock! This is Personal Development on DepEd TV. Let us begin by assessing your learnings about our previous topic on the powers of the mind and the parts and functions of the human brain. Number 1. Which part of the brain is responsible for processing visual information? A. Frontal lobe, B. Occipital lobe, C. Parietal lobe, or D. Temporal lobe. If your answer is B. Occipital lobe, that's correct. Occipital lobe is at the back of the head that controls vision and visual processing. Number 2. Damage to the hippocampus may result in A. Loss of balance, B. Loss of memory, C. Inability to speak or use language, or D. Inability to regulate body temperature. If your answer is B, awesome! Loss of memory. Number 3. A person with an injury to his frontal lobe may have difficulty in A. Seeing, B. Sleeping, C. Remembering past events, or D. Reasoning and making decisions. If your answer is D, correct. Reasoning and making decisions. Number 4. Which of the following is not part of the limbic system? A. Amygdala, B. Cerebellum, C. Hippocampus, D. Thalamus. The amygdala is involved in the fear and the discrimination of objects necessary for survival. The hippocampus is involved in memory, while the thalamus relays information between the lower and higher brain centers. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Cerebellum, which plays an important role in motor control, balance, fine movement, coordination, and a sense of body position. Number 5. What is the limbic system's primary function? A. Contributes to one's sense of balance and coordination. B. Releases hormones and regulates endocrine glands. C. Is involved in emotional reactions with motivated behavior. Or D. Relays sensory messages to the cerebral cortex. If your answer is C, correct. The limbic system, located just beneath the cerebrum on both sides of the thalamus, is not only responsible for our emotional lives, but also for many higher mental functions, such as learnings and formation of memories. For the next part of our review, identify the brain structure that glows and identify its name in the list. If your answer is frontal lobe, that is correct. Its functions include attention, short-term memory, and higher-order cognitive functions, such as attention and planning. Did you know a man survived a 3-foot, 7-inch, 13.5-pound iron bar going through his skull, taking a chunk of his brain with it? This happened in 1848, long before modern medicine and neuroscience. That was the case of Phineas Cage. It has taught us that complex functions such as decision-making and social cognition are largely dependent upon the frontal lobes. Next part of the brain is... If your answer is cerebrum, awesome! The cerebrum controls voluntary muscle movement and is the center of emotion, thought, memory, and language. Next. If your answer is brainstem, amazing! All motor and sensory nerve connections from the brain to the body go through the brainstem. The next part is... If your answer is temporal lobe, correct. It processes our hearing, language, and senses, such as temperature, taste, etc. Next. If your answer is parietal, great! Its main functions are sensation, perception, and the integration of sensory input. The next part is... If your answer is cerebellum, awesome! It is crucial in motor control and is responsible for coordination, precision, and timing of motor activity. And the last part of the brain... If your answer is occipital, great! It is the center of the visual perception system. Do you know planning can improve your brain functions? Improving your brain functions for personal development may help your life become productive and successful. A personal development plan is your guideline for your life and future endeavors. Creating it will help you gain better control over your life and will prepare you for whatever comes your way. It will serve as a blueprint or a map. It can provide an overall picture of what you would like to become or where you would want to go.
Hey, Teacher Mark.
Oh, it's my friend, Teacher Kit. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How about you?
I'm great. I'm discussing about personal development plan.
Personal development plan? I actually learned how to write a personal development plan from Brian Tracy. He's a motivational speaker and also a personal development coach. Do you want me to share it to you?
Cool, that would be helpful.
Awesome. In creating your personal development plan, there are actually 6 steps for you to act and also measure your progress. Here are the steps. Step number 1, write a list of the top 10 most important goals you would like to achieve. Step 2, write which of these 10 is the most important to you and why. Step 3, write down a specific timeline for achieving your goal. Step 4, write down your strengths and weaknesses. Focus on about 3 of each and then write how your strength can help you achieve this goal and how you plan to overcome your weaknesses. Step 5, write actions that you need to take in order to achieve your goal. This can be things you need to add to your daily routine, as well as things you need to eliminate from it. Doing this will help you to achieve each goal faster. Step 6, this step is to mark your progress. Write down what has been working well, what you have accomplished, what you still need to improve, and what skills or knowledge you have gained along the way.
Thank you, Teacher Kit. These steps will be very helpful to our learners.
Anytime, Sir Mark. Keep safe.
Another way of harnessing brain's power is by using a mind map. Yes, a mind map. I believe you have been using it in your classroom lessons or activities. It is an effective way to get ideas in and out of your brain. It is a creative way and a logical way of note-taking and note-making that helps you map out your ideas. The concept of mind mapping or visual thought representation has been used for centuries now. However, it was not until the late 1960s that a British psychologist, Tony Buzan, made the use of mind mapping very popular. With his boundless energy and enthusiasm, he helped millions of people around the world to structure their thoughts, reach their learning goals, and unleash their creativity. Mind mapping is evidently present in brainstorming, note-taking, problem-solving, memory, learning, and intense visual thinking before making conclusions. Let's take a look at this example to create a mind map. To create a mind map, the central idea is represented as a picture or shape in the center. From this picture or shape in the center, several main branches are drawn that relate to the central idea. These branches are labeled with keywords and they can be expanded by using new associations that are supported by pictures and colors if necessary. This framework automatically creates a clear overview and structure of the subject. The central idea is put in the center of the page with the key themes radiating from it. A Johns Hopkins study indicates that students who utilize mind mapping increase their grades by 12%. This increase is attributed to how mind mapping helps students organize ideas and understand concepts better. It has also been proven that mind mapping is helpful for dyslexic and autistic students to better understand concepts and strategies. In fact, the British Dyslexia Association states dyslexics struggle with their spoken and/or written language, following instructions, poor concentration, and carrying out analytical or logical tasks. Strategies such as mind mapping are recognized as valuable learning tools.
Sino na naman nag-text sa'yo?
Ani, huwag ka masyado maghinala. Kasi
Hinala?
business transaction
Text
lang.
messenger for babae? Business transaction. Tingnan mo nga.
Normal mga women yung mga sellers talaga. Alam mo ba, binenta kita ng isang special na chocolate?
Yan.
Diba? Nasa yan, Ani. Pwede ba tayo ha? Sige, tara na.
We have seen the couple fight. See how the wife changed from mad to pabebe? This behavioral and emotional response is caused by our brain, specifically the limbic system, which is responsible for emotions. Speaking of emotion, did you know that there are 8 types of emotion? Let's learn more about this.
Oh my gosh! May sugat ba? Hala, baka may nabaling buto.
Oo kasi yun. Nakita yun noon ng pumara, ninahan pa ako. Kundi yung bastos, tinulak pa talaga ako.
Wala na talagang matinong lalaki ngayon. Kung di ka lolokohin, sasaktan ka naman.
These 3 emotions, fear, anger, and disgust, are the basic emotions that one could have. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or be a threat. Whereas anger is a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Both emotions can be considered applicable in this scenario. In addition, you may also feel disgusted. It is a feeling of revulsion or strong disapproval aroused by something unpleasant or offensive.
Shucks! Walang tubig! Teka, ano bang araw ngayon? Hala! Due date na pala ng water bill namin ng isang araw pa. Naku! Sayang, kung alam ko lang, sana nakaligo na lang ako sa kapitbahay.
Hi Bea, we regret to inform you that your application for academic scholarship is not approved.
Ano ba namang araw to? Lahat na lang ng kamalasan sinalo ko. Ano pa bang dapat kong gawin para sumang-ayon naman ang tadhana sa akin?
However, you can still apply for RT scholarship. You must submit an audition material when you should decide to pursue this scholarship.
Kailangan ko itong scholarship. Dito nakasalalay ang future ko sa college. Kailangan ko itong paghandaan. Bukas na bukas, magpa-practice ako.
It is really hard if you have felt neglected or you feel that you do not belong. Emotions like sadness and surprise may kick in. What is sadness? Sadness is the quality or state of being sad. It is an emotional pain associated or characterized by feelings of disadvantage, loss, despair, helplessness, and sorrow, while surprise is an unexpected or astonishing event, fact, or thing. On the other hand, anticipation is an emotion involving pleasure or anxiety in considering or in awaiting an expected event. In this scenario, Bea expected that she would be invited by her friends, but that didn't happen.
Di ba nga, sabi ko sa'yo, akong bahala. Susuportahan kita dyan. Alam ko naman importante sa'yo yung scholarship na to eh.
Thank you talaga, Beshi. You never let me down talaga. Thank you.
Super maasahan talaga si best friend. Siya lang inaasahan ko makakakuha ng costume.
Joy? Joy? Ma! Dito! Ano po? God bless. God bless. Mamaya na muna yung practice nyo. Magtatanghalian na. Nagluto ako ng sinigang.
Wow, Ma! Sakto. Favorite ko yan. Mukhang mapapalaban yata tayo sa kainan.
Siya, tara na. Baka lumamig pa yung sabaw.
#bless! May costume na, may masarap pang sinigang. Excited na!
Bea showed two basic emotions, trust and joy. When her friend visited her and gave her the assurance that she will be there for her, she earned her trust. Trust is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Also, joy is apparent when her mother cooked her favorite dish. Joy is a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. According to psychologist Robert Plutchik, there are 8 basic types of emotions, namely joy, sadness, anger, fear, trust, disgust, surprise, and anticipation, which are grouped into 4 pairs of opposites, such as joy, sadness, anger, fear, trust, disgust, and surprise, anticipation. Plutchik also authored The Wheel of Emotions, which is illustrated like the color wheel. According to Plutchik, emotions can be combined to form different feelings and to recognize the differences in their intensity. For Plutchik, basic emotions act like building blocks, while the complex or mixed emotions are a blend of the basic ones. For instance, a combination of joy and trust creates love, while contempt is a blend of anger and disgust. Plutchik describes the inner circle as the strongest emotions. The next circles are the basic emotions which have moderate intensity, and the outer circles are the emotions with the mildest intensity. Another emotion was created as a result of a combination of 2 basic emotions. You may have heard people mention IQ when talking about intellect and how smart someone is. IQ is just one measure of our abilities though. There are many other kinds of intelligences in addition to intellect, like spatial, musical, artistic, and mechanical abilities to name a few. But one important type of intelligence is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to identify, manage, and process one's emotions as well as the emotions of others. The term emotional intelligence was created by 2 researchers, Peter Salovey and John Mayer, but was popularized by Daniel Goleman in his 1995 book, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. Goleman discussed that EI is important to be successful in the academic, professional, social, and interpersonal aspects of one's life, and a skill that can be taught and cultivated in schools. There are 5 essential elements of emotional intelligence. The first is self-awareness. It is the ability to focus on yourself, your actions, and emotions, to see if they are aligned with your internal standards. Next would be self-regulation. It's the control or redirection of one's emotions, anticipating consequences before acting on impulse. The third is motivation. which is about utilizing emotional factors to achieve goals, to enjoy the learning process, and to persevere in the face of obstacles. What motivates you to study or to pursue your dreams? We also have empathy, which is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Lastly, we have social skills, which is about managing relationships, inspiring others, and inducing or eliciting desired responses from them. Based on Goleman's study, how a person reacts in a situation may influence others and affect efficiency. Therefore, a person must avoid making decisions when they are under pressure, feeling down, or when experiencing very strong emotions, such as extreme happiness or anger, as this may lead to wrong or inappropriate decisions and actions. While genetics, upbringing, and environment all play a role, there are different things you can do to develop your emotional intelligence over time. Number 1. Get to know and understand yourself. Emotionally intelligent people practice mindfulness and self-awareness. It is doing a realistic appreciation of one's strengths and weaknesses, and how they come across to others. Your family or close friends' feedback is one way of knowing and improving your level of self-awareness that may uncover a few of your emotional blind spots. Number 2. Learn your triggers. It is knowing how you are likely to respond in a particular situation. Think about how you felt last time you were stressed or under pressure. Did these feelings or reactions help or hinder you? Fully recognizing your emotions and where they are coming from can shift your emotional state. Number 3. Empathize. Looking at a situation from someone else's perspective will help you understand their actions, values, and beliefs. Make a conscious effort to get to know your colleagues. You may ask open questions. Listen attentively to what they have to say, rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. Become aware of how effectively you can use non-verbal communication. Number 4. Manage and own your emotions. Part of being emotionally intelligent is about being responsible for the way you interact with others. If someone upsets you or makes you angry, pause and reflect on why their actions led you to feel that way, instead of reacting impulsively. Number 5. Learn to see conflict as an opportunity to grow closer to others. Conflict and disagreements are inevitable in human relationships. Two people can possibly have the same needs, opinions, and expectations at all times. However, that need not be a bad thing. Resolving conflicts in healthy and constructive ways can strengthen trust between people. Emotional intelligence helps you build stronger relationships, succeed at school and work, and achieve your career and personal goals. It can also help you to connect with your feelings, turn intention into action, and make informed decisions about what matters most to you. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about learning to recognize, process, and channel them in a way that benefits you and the people around you. A study says that 80% of one's success comes from emotional intelligence. As an adolescent, at times, you are being consumed by your emotions, which can get you into trouble. By the time you realize that your emotions were too strong, you are done with the actions that you will later regret. Your knowledge of the intensity of emotions can help you control yourself and avoid affecting others in an adverse way. Your deep understanding of different emotions, the triggering factors, the effective ways of handling strong emotions, and your level of emotional intelligence will guide you in positively communicating your emotional expressions. Before we end our episode today, let me share this Japanese proverb with you. He who smiles rather than rages is always the stronger. Smile, be strong, be above in any situation. Emotional intelligence is the difference that makes the difference. Make emotions work for you instead of against you. It is one of the keys to improving your personal effectiveness. This is Teacher Mark. I see greatness in you. Know your worth and make a habit of developing yourself and be your best version every day. See you in our next episode on personal development on DepEd TV.